This is the National Pro Cup Championship, crown jewel of late model competition, here for race number 7 of 24, the Surplus Parts 100 at the South Boston Speedway. Pepsi Max, proud sponsor of the pole award given to the fastest qualifier at each National Pro Cup Championship event. And continuing her run of good luck as of late, the number 24 Valerie Forge earns today's pole award. Forge leads them off of turn 4 and to the green flag for the start of the Surplus 100. This South Boston Speedway long been a staple back when this was the Ohio Valley Late Model Series before the merger with the West Coast Late Model Series this year. And Valerie Forge will come off the fourth turn and lead lap number 1. She's won the last 2 races so far this season. Here's Zach Gotten, number 71. He started back in the 13th position, and right behind him is his teammate, the new championship leader John Quackenbush, who started in the 15th position. Both trying to fight their way through the field here as, whoa, a little bit of 3 wide right there. This track really does have some great side-by-side racing. And here is Parker Witten and the number 34 going for the lead on lap number 3 on Valerie Forge. Witten comes into this race. Let's see here. He is 8th in the championship coming in. He's led several races this season, including a runner-up finish at Pikes Peak, but hasn't finished in the top 10 since. Here is Chuck Johnson in the number 18, currently 3rd in the point standings. He had a top 5 run at Sebring last week, and he's trying to prove that with a good run here today, currently running in the top 10. Well, he was running in the top 10 until he was passed by the number 99 of Roy Warren. And here is the aforementioned new championship leader, John Quackenbush. He's had 3 consecutive top 3 finishes with a win at Long Beach, and then 3rd place finishes at Seattle, and then last week at Sebring. Certainly doing quite an impressive job for his first year in full body stock cars. Here is Alexis Farr in the 78. She's also had a pretty good season so far. She's currently 13th in the standings, but she does have 2 top 10 finishes and an 11th place finish at Sebring last week, despite missing 2 races, I might add. And here is Eric Drakeryder, currently running back in the 19th position. He did start 10th today, but he has slowly but surely been falling backwards. Pretty good season for him so far. He's currently running 2nd in the championship behind Quackenbush. He currently has 5 top 10 finishes with 4 top 5s, and including a victory at the only other short track this year, as Ray Takita gets into the 90 of Andrea Lynn Caldwell and gets loose and into the inside wall. Quite a bit of damage to the left side of that car, but she does continue on. The first caution of the day would come out on lap number 16. The 16 of Star Banner gets up and into the 18 of Chuck Johnson in turns 3 and 4, sending them both into the wall and bringing out the day's first caution flag. It looks like Banner went in low into turn 3 but pushed up the track and into the side of the 18 of Chuck Johnson. Both sustained some damage to the right side of their cars, but they will continue on. There you see the onboard shot. It just looked like she got tight there in turns 3 and 4. Parker Witten leads them to the green flag with Nate Patrick running in 2nd, and Quackenbush and Gott, the 2 Gravity Racing Incorporated drivers, running 3rd and 4th after starting 13th and 15th respectively. And here comes Nate Patrick with a run on Witten for the lead of the race. Of course, Patrick loves short tracks, and he considers this to be his specialty type of track, and he comes up and takes the lead from Parker Witten. And there goes Gott running in the 3rd spot now, and he has a run on Parker Witten for the number 2 spot heading into turn number 1. And here comes Alexis Farr with a run on Quackenbush. That would be for the 4th position. And there you see pole sitter Valerie Forge running back in 6th. Caution number 2 on lap number 26 as the 08 of Ray Takita slams the turn 2 wall, gets bounced off of by Isabella Messina and into the 49 of Arthur Gordon. Nowhere for him to go as we ride on board with him as the accident starts in front of him. He goes to the inside to try to avoid it, but the 08 slides down in front of him, and that's going to be the end of the day for Arthur Gordon. Nate Patrick leads on the new restart, with Gott now running in 2nd and Parker Witten running in 3rd. Although Quackenbush now has a run on Witten for the number 3 spot, Alexis Farr is in 5th right now. And Quackenbush is not done yet. He has a run on Zach Gott, his teammate, for the number 2 spot. Needless to say, Quackenbush has been really impressive so far this season, especially on the ovals, which he had never run on before this season. but Gott manages to get away, and he has a run on Patrick for the lead as Quackenbush washes up the track in turn 2 and slams the turn 2 wall. Meanwhile, the battle for the lead continues between Gott and Patrick. Gott looking to rebound after a dismal performance at Sebring last week. And he has the run on the inside of Patrick coming down the backstretch, and into turn 3 he finally clears them, and Zach Gott will assume the lead of the race here today at South Boston. Gott has also led two other races, in fact, at Daytona and Albuquerque, as you see Quackenbush smacking the wall off of turn 2, really doing some damage to the right side of that car. And then off of turn 4, a couple laps later, he smacks the wall again. So the handling has started to go away a little bit on this 28 car. A little bit of surprise that the championship leader is struggling a little bit. And here's the 16 of Star Banner running in the 8th position despite some pretty significant damage to that 18 car, although she's now under attack from Parker Witten, who's fallen back a little bit after leading several laps earlier today. And here comes Sean Johnson on the 56 underneath of Aubrey Wood. That would be for the 10th position. And Quackenbush comes up and smacks the wall again off turn 4. Man, the handling has really gone away on this 28 car. Certainly not what the championship leader is hoping for after 3 straight top 3 finishes, including a win at Long Beach. Caution number 3 comes out on lap 47 as the 99 of Roy Warren. He smacks the turn 2 wall and bounces off of Johnson, who hits the outside wall himself. However, nobody else hits the 99, and he continues on, and Johnson, luckily this wasn't bigger than it was, as he smacks the outside retaining wall, but he continues on with some damage. Nearing the halfway point, as you can see, about half the field comes down pit road, while half of the field stays out. Some of these drivers that are coming in for fresh tires, damage repairs, and adjustments. So this could get interesting here as we head into the second half of the race. And as we hit the halfway point, Gott leads the way with Nate Patrick in second. Alexis Farr now finds herself in third, with Chuck Johnson in fourth now despite the damage to his car, and Star Banner in 5th position. The 02 of Jennifer Duke had to pit for an extended period of time for damage repair, and she now finds herself on the tail end of the lead lap, as Gott leads on the restart. But as we've seen so far, the leader seems to be really vulnerable on these restarts, as Patrick has a run on Gott for the lead of the race, and he will retake it heading into turn 2 as Gott slips back to second. Farr looks like she's going to want to have a run on Gott for the 2nd position, and she has a run on him going into turn number 4, with Chuck Johnson currently running in 4th, Sean Johnson in the 5th position. So Gott falling back just a little bit, but he still maintains his top 5 spot. And look at this pack of cars as we focus in on Oi Mitsushima in the 64 car. Whoa, that is some tight 3-wide racing right there. Oh boy, howdy. I would not want to be in the middle of that hornet's nest as Mitsushima trying to hold her line, as she has cars on her left and her right side, including Eric Drakerider in the 1 car, who came in under that last pit stop, and it looks like that 1 car is handling a whole lot better. And here is Roy Warren trying to get her on the 16 for the 6th position, but then, the gearbox fails on the 99 car, and the 51 shoves him out of the way, and that's pretty much what caused the whole stack up right there with that pack. Tough break for Roy Warren, who came into today's race 7th in the point standings with 4 top 10 finishes, but that's obviously not going to happen now. Here's a couple of drivers that are on the move. These are 2 drivers that made pit stops under that halfway caution. Valerie Forge and Eric Drakerider. And we saw earlier, Drakerider's car was just dog meat. He had started in the 10th position and had dropped back all the way to almost out of the top 20. But now finds himself he's getting around Valerie Forge. That would be for the 9th position. So this 1 car has really come to life. And oh, by the way, 4 fresh tires also really helps, while some of these drivers in front of him are still on the tires they started the race on. Here's Zach Gott. He's finally got his wheels back under him, and he has a run on Alexis Farr for the 2nd position. Farr has done an outstanding job in that 78 car this season, despite missing the first 2 races of the season. Caution number 4 comes out on lap 81. This is right in front of the leader, Nate Patrick, as the 28 of John Quackenbush gets into the wall, and Gott hits his teammate on the backstretch Your championship leader in trouble in turn 2 as he gets into the wall, hits the 8 of Joshua Michaels, and Gott goes low, but nowhere for him to go. Both of the Gravity Racing Incorporated machines involved in this one, and both of them will go out of the race with less than 20 laps to go, including your championship leader. Wow, this is really going to turn the championship on its head today, as Nate Patrick leads, coming to the restart with Alexis Farr now in second. Valerie Forge has made her way back up to third, and Chuck Johnson currently runs in the 4th position, as you see both of the Olympic racing cars running on the inside a lap down, as Nate Patrick manages to get in front of both of them and move away. But this is the guy that he needs to look out for, his teammate Eric Drakerider. This car has really come to life as they go 3 wide in front of him. Both of the Olympic racing cars slide up. Oh, and Ray Takita hits the wall. That holds up Alexis Farr just enough for Drakerider to get around and take over the number 2 spot. So both of the Saint Amazing Autosport machines now running 1-2 here at South Boston. And by the look of that one car, he might be able to catch his teammate before the end of this race. But that won't be necessary because the final caution comes out on lap number 91. As Star Banner, running up inside the top 10, gets tagged by the 51 of Isabella Messina and into the inside wall. Does quite a bit of damage, and both drivers lose a lot of track position. And further up the track in turn 4, an even bigger crash ensues with the 60 going over. What the heck happened here? Well, here's what happened. Vinny LaBouffe gets into the 60, and that sets off a huge pile up. The 04 is involved, the 34 is involved, the 60 goes over. Vinny LaBouffe was called to the hauler because this was considered crashing wrecking under caution, and the officials were not too pleased with him about that. And as for the 16, she has to come down pit road for repairs. What a tough break for Banner, who had a great comeback in the works after that first caution of the day, but now she's going to have to come down pit road for repairs and loses a lot of positions. With 5 laps to go, Nate Patrick leads on the restart, but it certainly would not take his teammate long to get the run on the 66 for the race lead. There's really no contest because that one car, boy, they really turned it around with that adjustment in the pit lane. And of course, Drakerider's on 50 lap pressure tires, while Nate Patrick has been on those same tires since the beginning of the race. Tough break for Patrick, who's looking for his first career win, and this was his best chance, but he's going to lose it in the final laps to his teammate. And I'll tell you what, Drakerider's running second in the championship, and this is really going to help his cause as he takes the checkered flag. He wins the Surplus Parts 100 here at South Boston. 2 short track races this season, and both of them have been won by Drakerider. But that's not all, because we have some extracurricular activity after the checkered flag as Star Banner comes out and turns the 51 of Messina as Messina is coming down the pit, getting ready to come down the pit lane. Wonder if that was payback for that last caution. Unfortunately, in the process, she also hit the 34 of Parker Witten. Needless to say, the officials were not too happy and promptly called Star Banner to the hauler. And according to various sources, both Banner and Messina got into a pretty heated discussion in the garage area, which apparently almost came to blows as the two had to be restrained by their respective crew members. We don't know the full details on that, though. But in the meantime, Eric Drakerider celebrates his second career win. His teammate Nate Patrick comes home second, although he's sure to be disappointed about that. It's a 1-2 finish for Saint Amazing Autosport. Alexis Farr comes home in the 3rd position, Chuck Johnson in 4th, Valerie Forge 5th, continuing her string of great runs here lately. Aubrey Wood comes home 6th, her first top 10 in quite a while. Gianni Corelli with just his 2nd top 10 of the season. Sean Sanchez, Andrea Lynn Caldwell with a good run after an engine failure put her out early at Sebring. And Oi Mishishima manages to come to a top 10. We haven't talked about too many of these guys in the top 10, but great runs from all. Vinny LaBouffe comes home in 11th, but of course he was called to the hauler because of the incident after the caution came out. Isabel Messina in the 12th position. Sean Johnson in 13th, Parker Witten 14th after a pretty good run today, led some laps, but ultimately yet another opportunity lost. Betty Cox 15th, Nick Van Gelder 16th, and he did come across the line despite the fact that he took a little bit of a tumble in turn 4. So yeah, Jennifer Duke 17th, Joshua Michaels 18th, Ray Takita 19th, and Star Banner 20th. And of course, she has been called to the hauler for turning Isabel Messina after the checkered flag fell. Needless to say, the officials were not too happy. And of course, she also apparently got into that argument with Messina in the garage. And there you see Gott and Quackenbush 21st and 22nd, Roy Warren 23rd, and Arthur Gordon the first retiree from the race. The updated NPCC Rose Cup standings after 4 of 15 ovals. Eric Drakerider continues to stretch his advantage. I gotta tell you, this is a bit of a surprise because Drakerider is usually known as a road course driver, but he's been doing extremely well on the ovals with 2 victories so far this season, and both of them on short tracks. Johnson is currently second, but is 53 points back. Gott is third, 59 back. As for the overall championship, after 7 races, we have a new leader, Eric Drakerider in the number 1 car. Chuck Johnson moves up into second, 34 points out. Quackenbush falls from the lead to 4th. Forge keeps her spot in the 4th position, and Gott keeps his position in 5th, although he now falls to 92 points back. Man, he was the leader just a few races ago, and sees his championship hopes slipping up just a little bit. Sean Johnson continues to maintain his 6th position. Nate Patrick moves up to 7th, Parker Whitten is 8th, Roy Warren 9th, and Nick Van Gelder in 10th. The next race for the National Pro Cup Championship will be at the Virginia International Raceway. Thank you for joining us today. I'm color commentator John Lyondike, and we'll see you next time.